Okay, we're working on my 2006 Ford Expedition here. Going to be replacing the rear brakes. We don't need very many tools. We just need basically a screwdriver, pry width, a 7mm hex, some Loctite, and some grease for the pins. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. Here, first thing, we need to pop this cap off. We're just going to get in behind here, and then there's another slot on this other side. Now with that off, we're going to be using a 13/16. I've got a 6-sided. Now if you don't have an impact like I'm using here, you'll want to break these loose before you get it jacked up. And to show you, I've got jack stands. I've got my jack positioned in the center, and so we're just going to go ahead and get started and get all these off with the impact here. Alright, with the wheel off, we can remove this first clip. You can actually do this by hand, or you can use a screwdriver. You just push in that direction, get it past those lips, and it'll just pop right back off there. Okay, now next thing we're going to do is get back here to the back and remove both of our dust plugs. And we've got another one right here. Okay, now with those off, we're going to take our 7mm here, and we'll go ahead and get positioned onto here and break these loose. And you'll probably need an extended handle or a little cheater bar to get these with, because they can be pretty snug. I'm just going to get them both broke loose, and then we'll just take them the rest of the way out. Okay, we're going to get in here with a screwdriver, and we're just going to push this one shoe back just a little bit against that caliper, so it'll give us a little bit of slack, so we can just lift this the rest of the way off here. Like I say, you may have to push it a couple times. And with our caliper off, we can go ahead and push these pins all the way out, both the top and the bottom. Either support your caliper or just make sure you got it somewhere safe, just whatever you're comfortable with, so it's not dangling on your brake lines. So we're just going to take the pins out. And now at this point, the front pad is already left on there. You see the condition of that, and this back one has clips that we'll need to pull it straight out. And sometimes they can stick pretty good. Okay, so at this point, I'm just going to get on here. I'm just going to use my old front shoe, and I'm going to get my C-clamp position. And here's our clamp position. We're just going to push that all the way back as far as we can. We're also going to monitor our fluid, and we may need to take some out as needed. Here's your back pad, and like I said, it just has these. It takes a little bit of force, and you have to squeeze these together a little bit to get it in there. But we're just going to go ahead and pop that in at this point. And I've just took a little bit of grease and my little brush, and I've put it on these ends here, and I've done the same thing with this one. And now we're just going to go ahead and set this one on. And then we've got the back one popped in, so now we're ready to go ahead and get our caliper on. And if you press this all the way back, it should just go right on, no problem. Okay, and now all we have to do is just get our pins. I'm going to take my brush. We're going to put a little bit of grease, and we're going to take some Loctite medium strength. We're going to put right here on our threads. Okay, and now we're just sliding both of our pins here into place, and you have to push a little bit to get them started. Now for the top pin, we can look up here and make sure that we have it lined up and get it started easily. Okay, we've got our top one started, but it's not tight. And what I like to do is come down on the bottom and look up here where I can see, and then I will push this thing in by hand where I can get it lined up easily. So I'll just come down here and look at it, so it helps me get it lined up faster. Okay, I've just gotten these tightened up, and while I'm back here, I'm just going to go ahead and replace these caps. Okay, now we're ready to put our spring back on here, and we can just kind of get this by hand. I'm going to try to do this one-handed here. I may not be able to do it, but you can just get this and get it into position and just push it really hard back in that direction, and it will just pop right into place. Okay, and I'm going to need both hands here. Okay, with both of your hands, you can just get these onto here and just push this right back into these holes, and it'll lock right in. So now we just need to pump up our brakes, and we're ready to go ahead and get this wheel back on, and we're all finished up with this. And I thank y'all for watching.